And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show, always helping you win. We bring on great expert contributors on the program and help you understand your buying decisions, making you more street smart here, navigating these turbulent waters that we're in right now. There's a lot going on out there, geopolitical stuff happening, domestic issues happening, and we're going to help you sort through a lot of that nonsense and give you great advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We do that daily by bringing on great expert contributors. We've got on the program one of our restaurant contributors, Doug Clark, ours Creole Smokehouse, restaurant experts, I should say, and industry expert there. Jeanette Salden from Febre Frameworks, real estate photographer and other types of photography, as well as Mark Haye on the program here. Mark Haye is a investment specialist, independent fiduciary, going to talk about Medicare, Social Security, some of the different challenges facing people that are looking for retirement options and how they can invest and put their money in safe places, and lots of different opportunities there to speak with Mark coming up here shortly. And I wanted to start off today with our words of wisdom. I was reading Tony Dungy, the great former Tampa Bay Buccaneer football coach, Super Bowl winner with the Indianapolis Colts, but I was reading his book, The Mentor Leader. And this is going to be our moment of just kind of reflection here. But in Mark 10, Jesus stops to heal a blind man who is calling to him from the side of the road, even while others are trying to move the man out of the way so he wouldn't bother Jesus. In Luke 19, we see Jesus stop and ask Zacharias, a despised tax collector, to come down out of a tree where he had climbed to get a better look at Jesus as he came down the road. And Jesus knew that Zacharias felt life was empty and meaningless, so he invited him to a meal at the tax collector's house, invited himself to a meal. And in John 4, we watch as Jesus stops to help a Samaritan woman at a well in the heat of the day. Time and time again, through the example of his own life, Jesus reminds us that the present is where we need to spend our time. So there's the point, is focusing on the present. Right now, it is a gift. It's what we can do with it. What can we do with our life and those around us? So focusing on the present. And it says it's relatively easy in today's world to lose sight of the present in view of our goals and ambitions. So make that a lesson for today and focus on the present, what you can do in the now. How can you change something now to affect the future? And especially with relationships, I would think you could focus on the relationships there would be a big winner for you. So there you have it, our motivational minute for the day. All right, as we do, we like to feature our real estate listings live on air and help our sellers profit more and sell faster. We've got a hot new listing here, 700 North Osceola. This is in Clearwater. It's on the waterfront. Beautiful condo here in Tampa Bay. $650,000 for a two-bedroom, 2.5 bath property here. You've got 2 king-size master suites. This is unit number 405 at 700 North Osceola. Just a beautiful property here in Tampa Bay. You got bonus rooms, waterfront. Of course, you're looking at the intercoastal waterway there. Marble flooring, granite countertops, saltwater pool, gym, private boat dock, walking distance to downtown Clearwater, and you could of course bike or walk over to the beach as well. 700 North Osceola Avenue in Clearwater, Florida. One of our hot real estate listings. We've got 50 listings here in Tampa Bay, so we'd invite you to check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, God's country. I love that song. We got Mark Haye in the house. Mark, welcome back, sir.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. We had some really good response from our first segment together, and wanted to dive a little bit deeper into, first of all, what it is you do, how you can help people, and then I've got a couple of things happening, current events. I wanted to talk about trade deficit with China, and I kind of mentioned Medicare and Social Security in the beginning there.
Absolutely. Last time we talked, we kind of talked in a broad spectrum. I was going to talk today a little bit about just retirement and where to put money and how things are taxed and just the fiscal responsibility of our country right now and where we're at.
Yeah, the fiscal unresponsibility, right?
Go.
I mean, how bad is it? I mean, it's just unbelievable. The counterfeiting going on, the printing of money, the politicians that just don't seem to have a soul, a lot of them. But yeah, so what can we do on a local level? I think that's the big question people have. And I want to start with the first thing is that what I like about you and your business model is, of course, you're self-employed, you're a fiduciary. Can you explain a little bit about, how some some investment specialists aren't fiduciaries and how that can change that relationship?
Yep. So we own and operate 21st Century Financial Group. We work with several different companies. We're not just captive to one company. So we certainly put our clients' needs first in anything we do. And companies have different strengths and weaknesses when it comes to products and what we're trying to do for the clients. So it just allows us to have a bigger platform working with multiple companies instead of just working with one.
Right. Yeah, kind of like a mortgage broker would shop for different rates. The best rate maybe that day, that week, there's a special going on for a certain bucket, income level, income type, loan to value, et cetera. You get the best deal based on the type of policy that people are looking for.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's awesome. And let's talk about, let's jump right into it. So we got, a looming recession. Most people think that, yes, we're going to have that second quarter of bad numbers coming out showing an official recession coming. Do you concur with that?
Yeah, I think that we're due for a recession. We had the longest bull run in our history. And I think that things have been going up and up and up, but everything reverts back to its means. The math is wrong. So if you look at Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, that's $200 trillion of unfunded liabilities. And if people don't understand that, that just means that we don't have $200 trillion in a bank account earning Treasury. We don't have a dollar to fund that. So if you look at 2026 being the end of Medicare, that means it's completely out of money at that point. 2032 is completely out of money when it comes to Social Security. And so these are things that we look at, and we've talked about last time. We think taxes have to go up because of these fiscal irresponsibilities.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Now the government can do a few things. They could cut, which they never do.
Right.
Start cutting programs and waste, which they're never going to do because it's too painful. They could print money and print our way out of it, but Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid are all inflated. So if the cost of goods go up, so does Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. So you're printing yourself where? So it's impossible.
It's a spiral.
You got it.
Yeah.
So the only thing they can do is raise taxes, and we know that on January 1st of 2026, if they do nothing, and we know that the government is very good at doing nothing, the taxes automatically go up.
Right.
The Trump tax has been eliminated.
Right. Yeah, that's it. Scary times, man. Scary times. We're talking with Mark Haye, MBA, 21st Century Financial Group here in Tampa Bay, local area expert contributor, local business owner here in Tampa Bay. He's corporate vice president with his company. And he's also NAIFA top 4 advisor under 40 financial planning. And so you talk about life insurance, disability, long-term care, retirement, and estate planning. What does all that mean, and how does that break down for our listeners? Yep.
So what we mean is we have the agreement, or we see taxes increasing. So what a lot of people do is they traditionally put into a 401k, an IRA for retirement, and it's kind of an old school way of thinking because you're just deferring that tax bill for a later date. So if you think about tax rates in the 50s, even 60s, got as high as 91% in the top tax bracket. And I'm not saying tax can be 91%. I'm just saying in our past history that happened.
Really?
If you just doubled your tax bracket from 20 to 40 or 25 to 50, and you go to retire and you start living off your IRA or 401k, well, every dollar you pull out, 50 cents goes to Uncle Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas we try to tell people, look, we want to get you to a 0% tax bracket in retirement, and you need multiple streams of income to do that, whether it's a Roth 401k, Roth IRA, SLRP, which is supplemental life insurance retirement plan, an IRA. So we try to focus on that, and a lot of times people put all their money into a tax later bucket.
Mm.
And then when they go to retire, they get fully taxed on their distribution, they're taxed on their Social Security, they don't have any more deductions, the home is paid off, the kids are out of the house, and they're getting slaughtered by the tax man.
Right.
Not to mention, I ask people a lot of times, if you have $1 million IRA, what do you want to see happen to us? If you were to pass tonight, what do you want to see happen? I want my 4 kids to inherit. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you want them to be the primary beneficiary? Yeah, of course. I want the 4 kids. Well, right now, the way you have it, Uncle Sam gets $400,000.
Wow.
Then you take $600,000 divided by 4. That's what?
Not much.
Not much.
180.
Well, Uncle Sam is your primary beneficiary.
Yeah.
Unless you want to do something about it, that's how you have it set up.
Right.
We all have a plan. It's just a matter of, do you want to put your plan in place, or you just want to go off what the government wants you to do, which is leave it for us.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So it all starts with planning. It starts with a consultation. It starts with a sit-down talk, maybe a phone conversation. I imagine you're probably doing a lot of Zoom these days.
Yeah, I'm more of a personal, one-on-one. I think that's very important to involve the husband and the wife. A lot of times the wife just says, my husband handles it, but I think it's very important that both show up and in the meetings, because we're talking about things that impact not only your life, but generations to come.
Right.
So I think it's very important. We do phone calls. Some clients prefer a phone call or a Zoom just because of COVID and just scared of that. But we'd like to be one-on-one. We like to meet with our clients, have lunch, come to the office. Face-to-face. I just think it's a very personal business. It's a very service-oriented industry, and I just think it's very important.
Yeah, me too. When I'm doing my real estate, listing appointments, I prefer to be in place. I don't mind if I got to drive an hour or whatever to be in that place, because you can explain things better. You have neural resonance. You're looking into each other's eyes. You're able to establish rapport and just really explain, because especially if you're selling someone's house or you're dealing with someone's assets in a monetary situation, a fiscal situation, relationship like we are, and in your business as well. It's there may be hurdles down the road. The appraisal might come in light, or inspection issues with me. So I want to make sure I've covered that ground in person. That way, when it happens on the phone, it's almost like a coach saying, hey, they started blitzing from the weak side. Now we know how to cover that. We got to swing the back out in the flats and hit them in the flats. So you got to be able to make adjustments on the go, but you have that relationship, that rapport that you can't really get on the phone or in Zoom.
Exactly. And I think it's important because things happen, like you just said. You're going to come across some hurdles and audibles, and you're going to go, oh man, I'm so sorry this happened. But the good news is we're problem solvers, and we're going to work our way through this.
That's right.
And building that rapport. And it's not, like you sell a house and you're not just done with them. We don't just implement a plan and say, okay, best of luck.
Right.
We meet with them multiple times a year sometimes, but at minimum one time a year, and just updating, and things change, the beneficiaries change, and divorce happens, and death happens. And so we're always in contact with our clients, much like you are as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's great. And if anybody out there, thinking, hey, I'd love to talk to Mark and just kind of start getting this in place, sitting down, talking, reach out to the hotline, 813-917-1894. Just call or text that hotline. It's an off-air number, no commitment or anything like that. 813-917-1894. You can call or text that line. We'll put you in touch with Mark and let you guys talk and chat, come up with a game plan, because if not, chances are things are changing, especially in volatile times right now. It's great to get a review. He could probably even just sit down with you and kind of review, like, hey, here's what I currently have. Here's what I've been doing for the last 5-10 years. Am I on track? Or do you have any adjustments that we should make here? So Mark Haye coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, MBA and 21st Century Financial Group right here in Tampa Bay as a corporate vice president. And I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. And I'm going to play a clip when we come back from one of my podcasts I listened to, talk about the trade deficit with China. Things happening, 7% increase in prices, of course. We've seen that, crime, some of these different issues facing folks out there, and how it's going to affect your retirement. More with Mark Haye coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or platinummvpteam.com.
Have you desired more income and more freedom in your life? Now is your time. Keller Williams Realty has just launched our own real estate school, and you can get licensed for free. I'm Brandon Rhymes, host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And for the first 3 people who reach out, I will personally coach you. 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. ConsumerQB.com. ConsumerQB.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We like to feature our listings here on air. We got 4220 West Pearl. This is a great property in South Tampa. Great opportunity, commercial building, commercial lot, corner lot location in South Tampa, just around Gandy Boulevard there. 4220 West Pearl. You've got 1,200 square foot building, so you can run your office there. Mixed use, it's a 0.6 acre lot, just over a half an acre. Corner lot location, ample parking, great opportunity to relocate your contractor business, maybe a landscape business. 4220 West Pearl in South Tampa, West Pearl Avenue, that is. We got a hot listing on Nebraska Avenue, also 3008 North Nebraska Avenue. This is in Seminole Heights in Tampa Bay, of course, an up-and-coming area. It's an opportunity zone. Great opportunity here for a office space, 3,624 square feet, price reduced, and owner is motivated. 6 rooms, 3 bathrooms, mixed-use opportunity, plenty of parking, Seminole Heights, close proximity to I-275 and I-4. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
All I've got's love for love's sake.
And this segment's brought to you by Veteran Gutters. Brandon Porter and his team, they do such a great job. So if you're looking for gutters out there on your residential, your commercial properties, reach out to Brandon Porter with Veteran Gutters. Make sure you let him know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, we got Mark Haye in the house. Mark is an investment advisor, investment strategist, and can help you with life insurance, disability, long-term care, retirement planning. He's an independent fiduciary here in Tampa Bay, so that's a big deal to be a fiduciary. Make sure you're dealing with a fiduciary if you're not out there. But I want to play this quick clip here, kind of tee this up. This is from one of the podcasts I listen to quite often, Trade Deficit Talk with Bannon's War Room.
It's getting close to the end of the first quarter. That's why you're having all this reporting by the companies coming out right now. Amazon misses their numbers big. Twitter has finally announced that they've been lying about their numbers. They've been gun decking that for the last couple of years. And of course, they had this report today on the economy. We're trying to get Peter Navarro up here. He's done a quick and dirty analysis already why this is driven by a trade deficit. They never want to talk about the trade deficit because to talk about the trade deficit talks about how they've shipped all the manufacturing jobs out of the United States of America. We have $1 trillion trade deficit with China. Okay, $1 trillion trade deficit. And it's only going to get worse. It's absolutely out of control. And we're financing our biggest enemies. And this is one of the reasons we had 3.2% GDP of drop in percentage of GDP just on the trade deficit alone. But they never want to talk about that. On top of all this, on top of a contracting economy, and they're all sitting there, oh, it's just a technical, it's not technical. The economy is contracting, 7% increases in prices, 1.4% contraction of GDP. Totally unaware, except for on the war room, because we told you what their economic policies were going to do. And this is not even factoring in yet, ladies and gentlemen, the 400 million people that are in hard lockdown in China.
Yeah, so Mark, your reaction to that, it's $1 trillion a year trade deficit with China, so we're financing our enemies. The CCP has been very bad adversary for us in a lot of ways, and we've offshored a lot of our jobs, and then now we're starting to feeling the pinch at the pumps, at the grocery store. 7% increase in prices, contracting economy. What's your take on that?
Well, there's a couple of things we'll talk about. One being, let's just back up because people throw out $1 trillion. Mm-hmm. $1 trillion, if you look at it as seconds, and I've heard before, but if you did 1 million seconds,
right,
you're looking at 11.5 days.
Okay.
If you did 1 billion seconds with a B, you're looking at 31 years. But if you took 1 trillion seconds, you're talking about 31,688 years from now.
Wow.
And if people don't understand that magnitude of a number is so massive. But let's put it into perspective of people that can understand what's going on. Most people, the trade deficit won't affect them, other than they may lose jobs offshore. But most people look at it and go, well, trade deficit. But they do understand healthcare. So if you say, okay, $4.1 trillion a year is spent on our healthcare, and that's the 4th largest economy on the planet. So USA, China, Japan, and our healthcare. All right. Now, they're never going to fix the trade deficit, and they're never going to fix healthcare. And you know why? Because 1/3 of healthcare is waste and fraud. So that's 1.36 trillion just in waste and fraud.
And kickbacks.
So
and
the
stuff.
idiots are not going to do it because
Right.
why would they stop that?
Right.
1.36 trillion. Now you look at China, like he just said, China, we're funding our enemy. Out of the $1 trillion, how much is waste and fraud? How much is actually going to what it needs to be going to?
Exactly.
So they're never going to fix it,
Right.
So then you talk about, well, the inflation is 7%. It ain't 7%. Just a couple of years ago, I filled up a gas tank for $1.69
Right.
unleaded.
Right.
I put it in the other day, $4.19. That's not 7%.
Right.
I mean, we're tripled the number.
Yeah, because the numbers that they're reporting they're underreported.
100%.
Right.
And so they're lying to you. So, and people know this. People are not dumb. They understand. They go to the pump, they're buying bacon or they're buying chicken, and they're like, holy moly, you can't even buy chicken wings anymore unless you're going to pay $12 a wing.
Yeah.
So people understand it. Unfortunately, we keep going down this road, and people either need to start waking up, because we talked last time, the public officials, and I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, or Independent, are not going to fix this.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
Right.
So you really got to take hold of your own ownership. And the beautiful thing about living in America is you don't need the government to be successful.
Right.
You can go off and be successful. You can work with advisors like myself, and we don't charge people to come in and talk to us, and say, here's what we're trying to accomplish, here's what we're doing. We do not charge anybody. If you don't want to do business with us, you don't have to. But we work with people in their belief that they think tax is going to go up in the future, and we work extremely well. If you don't believe that, like I said before, it might be a fit somewhere else, but we'll tell you that. We're not going to leave you alone.
The IRS just hired, they were about to hire, they did hire 85,000 new collection agents.
Exactly. Which means they're not going to go after the 50% of people that really are not paying any taxes. They're coming after the wealthy. And if you make over $400,000 or more of income a year, they're coming after you.
Right.
It's not going to be easy or gentle either. They're coming after you. And the fact is, they could take all the money of the wealthiest people in the country. It's only going to keep the government running for a couple of months.
Yeah.
Unless they start cutting, which they're not going to do, they're just going to have to raise the taxes.
Yeah. Let's get that red wave in November, but we'll see what happens with that. Mark, talk to me too. What does it look like if somebody wants to sit down with you? What's the process look like? How can they reach you?
Yep. Well, we'll go to your office. We'll go buy you lunch. You don't have to necessarily come to my office on Central Avenue. I hired a driver to drive me to appointments. So we are more than welcome to come to you, but you're more welcome to reach out to me. My cell is 727-222-4550. You can text or call. We'll respond to you within 24 hours. You can obviously hit up the show and work it that way, but there's no obligation. I promise you we're going to give you information that you and your family will need and you'll benefit from. We're not going to waste anybody's time, and I'm certainly not going to waste my time either.
Yeah, and there's vehicles too where you can take a certain percentage of the upside, and you would actually not participate if there was a downturn, right? I mean, there's pretty cool vehicles out there now, indexed
Absolutely.
annuities, et cetera, where you get 80%, 85% of the upside, but you could never lose money, right?
Absolutely. So we have vehicles that protect you from any kind of market change. A lot of times we find people are heavy in the market with their retirement account, and someone like us, Brandon, we're relatively young. I hope to think that we got 20, 30 more years until we hit retirement, but we can absorb a market change.
Right.
But people that are 60, 65 and going into retirement, they can absorb a market change, and people don't realize you can be retired for 30 years, but the first 3 years of your withdrawal and retirement is the most important years. After that, it really doesn't matter. So if you retire and it's 2008 and the market crashes and you start taking out of your portfolio, you are going to run out of money because you started your retirement on a negative, and you don't have any other buckets like you just mentioned where a guarantee to pull from. Where we can pull from this bucket while the market's down, and so we take away risk.
Right.
We combat longevity, and we take away the taxes that are infesting your retirement plan.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Work with the local area expert contributors here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Support the show. Support the local economy. Support the Salem media family. Support Mark Haye right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. You can find all the information on the website, consumerqb.com, or reach out to the hotline, 813-917-1894, 917-1894. Mark, always a pleasure. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. Absolutely. And we're taking a quick break. We come back. Jeanette Salden, Febre Framework, is going to be on the program here. And also Douglas Clark, Ours Creole Smokehouse, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Taking a quick break. We'll be right back.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group. And you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Brandon, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I got Jeanette right here.
Hey, Jeanette.
Hey, how are you?
Doing wonderful, thank you. And yourself?
Doing well, thanks. Going crazy over here, but, you know, everyone always goes crazy.
Orders are up?
Yeah. Right now we're in our busy season, so we're doing probably about 40 homes a day.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's madhouse.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, let me know when you guys are ready to proceed.
All right, Johnny's just tuning in that other camera there. That third camera. All right, here we go. Ready to go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Team. Keller Williams Realty, hot listing here in Dade City. This one's 14121 7th Street in Dade City. We got a restaurant for sale on the main strip there in Dade City. Beautiful property. Got walking capabilities, a high walkability rating there. 1 bedroom, 1 bath apartment upstairs, as well as the restaurant. So you've got a on-site management site opportunity. They could stay in the apartment, of course. 14121 7th Street, Dade City. You got a downstairs and an upstairs. So upstairs is set up more of a banquet style. Downstairs is more of a cafeteria style setup. Great opportunity for an investment here at 14121 7th Street in Dade City. Established restaurant since 1990, and a beautiful property here. You can see all the professional photography, compliments of Febre frameworks on our website at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
And we'll give a shout out to Victor and his team over at Chad Irrigation. Chad Irrigation for all of your sprinkler and irrigation system needs, residential, commercial. Chad Irrigation can help you with that. Reach out to Victor and his team. They did a great job on our real estate properties, and they can help you with yours as well. All right, we've got Jeanette Salden here on the program, back on the show. Jeanette, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Always a pleasure to be on the show with you guys.
Absolutely, my pleasure. So Febre Frameworks, rocking and rolling, busy season. This is the time of year.
Yes, it is. Yep. And I mean, not only are we, in Tampa and Pinellas, but we're also in Orlando and Fort Myers, Naples, Miami, Jacksonville. So they're kicking up over there too. So we do about 40 to 45 homes a day. So it gets kind of crazy over here.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And talk to me about what you're seeing in the industry. Any specific industry trends or anything, or is it still the tried and true?
Right now, we've been seeing a lot more video getting popular. So about 2 years ago, when COVID hit, Matterport was, the way to go. Matterport's kind of trending out, and video is right now very trendy. And not just, the slow-moving type videos through the house. It's more of, quick speed ramps throughout the house, keeping the video under a minute and a half. And it's just a quick overview, type videos.
Yeah, those are fun too, and you do, you got different versions. You got the long version. You might post that somewhere, YouTube and Rumble, and then you've got the shorter, quicker, faster. That's your Instagram. Those are going to get out there and get people interested. I love how you sometimes you speed them up and it kind of walks you from room to room, show the picture. And yeah, so many people are looking for that, especially with the economy that we're in right now. There's a lot of movement from blue states to red. People moving from the Northeast, California, Midwest, down to Florida, down to these, Tennessee, North Carolinas, Texas. People are moving, so they may buy the property based off of a video that they see.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these people are buying sight unseen, really. So
yeah.
It's a bit crazy here in Florida. I feel like we're being compared to kind of like California, so it's getting crazy. But yeah, a lot of folks are definitely, watching the videos, and they are still looking at those the 3D Matterports. So not to say that those aren't popular. It's definitely popular. Just the more of like social media presence for the agents. They're doing a lot more videos so that they can just put on their stories or reels on Instagram or even on TikTok. So just a lot of more video traffic lately.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And, that's a big part of it is the social media side. So not only highlighting your listings, but also highlighting yourself, your business, your lifestyle as a realtor. So Florida Real Producers and Real Producers Magazine, we're in the top 500, according to that magazine. But I was up for Real Estate Influencer Award, Real Estate Agent, top 5. I was an influencer nominated.
Wow.
But yeah, so that was pretty cool. But I was thinking maybe I need to get with Jeanette and we do some more video this time, because I didn't win it, Jeanette. I don't know what happened. I didn't win it, but but it's a good point. All jokes aside, focusing on the video side, high quality production is going to position you not only as a professional, but also a real estate agent, but also a professional marketer.
Right, and I mean, and you do a lot of video work as well with Zillow. You do the Zillow videos on your listings, and those are really popular as well. And high. I mean, where do buyers look? They don't have access to MLS, so where are they looking? Unfortunately, they're looking online. To Zillow, Realtor, and all these other places. And you definitely do that. So you go beyond for your clients. I think you're doing what's good.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And if you just joined us, we're talking with Jeanette Salden here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Febre Frameworks, you've heard Manny on the program, Sean over the years as well from Febre Frameworks. They are the premier real estate photographers here in Tampa Bay. And you also do other things outside of the real estate sphere. What else do you do?
Yeah, we go, we're in headshots, which is definitely like our second most popular thing that we do within Febre Frameworks. A lot of our agents, our loyal clients, when they're getting ready to update their headshot or their team, or they have a new member come on board, they come and see us here at our studio, and we have different color selections for the background. We have outdoor things that we can do as well. So that's really, really popular with after real estate photography, definitely. So.
Yeah, that's great. Weddings, update the headshots.
Yeah, we do dabble in the weddings. So.
And then, you can also do the staging. I think, that's a big thing now, is to be able to just stage the photography and edit that photography and kind of paint the picture for the buyer, give them an idea of where they might want to place furniture.
Right, and especially how quickly listings have been going. Virtual staging is definitely something quick that you can show. We can get it to you within 24 hours, and that's in your listing, versus having to schedule around with the stager, wait for them to come in, stage, and then schedule the photography. And so virtual staging is a really quick and pretty easy backup to an actual stager.
Yeah, that's super. That's super cool to be able to do that. And I use that when I'm listing properties in my sales presentations. Just giving them the options, because I think sometimes people, especially the seller side, they look too much into preparing their home, making sure it's perfect. Yes, it does need to be presentable. It needs to be nice, but sometimes you want to get the property on the market as the agent, and they would rather take 2 or 3 more weeks to finalize these last couple of little minor things, but it can be done with the photography.
Right. No, completely agree. Yeah, and of course you want.
Corner.
Yeah, and of course you want the house to look immaculate, but we can do so much with editing. I mean, it's not even just, virtual staging. We also have Photoshop as a great tool. So all those little small blotches on the walls, we can get rid of that and kind of make it virtually look immaculate as you slowly work on the house when the house is under contract. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. I like that. And, so folks out there, if you're listening, maybe you want to contact Febre Frameworks, set up a real estate shoot yourself, or check them out online. They do also for restaurants and different venues. I've seen some pretty cool work that you've done with different areas like downtown Tampa Bay, for example. I think I've seen some stuff with the Gasparilla and different things like that too.
Yeah, we like to have fun. We're not just all work. We like to play as well. We when Tampa has giant events like that, we definitely try to be involved, just for our own personal social media presence, but also just to have it as a cool stock backup. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, Jeanette. Well, thank you so much. And how can folks find you?
Thank you for having me, and they can reach out 813-906-8300, email booking at FebreFrameworks.com, or you can just go FebreFrameworks.com.
FebreFrameworks.com. Perfect.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for spending some time with us. Appreciate that.
Of course. Thank you for having me. Have a good day.
Hey, my pleasure. All right, that was Jeanette Sodden, Febre Frameworks on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I want to play a quick clip here before. Well, we'll do it on the flip side then. DeSantis, Truth of Ministry of Truth. I want to play this clip. DeSantis talking about this Ministry of Truth. Taking a quick break. When we come back, Douglas Clark, Ours Creole, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Ours Creole, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Ian Beckles here with my man Brandon Rhymes, a.k.a. the real estate quarterback. Brandon, what's happening with the market?
Thanks, Ian. Any of our listeners out there, we'll offer you a 2% listing for the first 3 callers that reach out to the hotline, 813-917-1894. Call or text the hotline, 813-917-1894. Also, a great opportunity for folks out there looking for a part-time gig, maybe a side hustle, is Keller Williams Real Estate School, powered by Kaplan. Reach out if you'd like more information on how we have a free real estate school for you, online class, get licensed, and start referring business in, or maybe make a new career. 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com for our syndicated radio and TV show on 80 outlets worldwide, consumerqb.com, or our real estate website at platinummvpteam.kw.com. That's platinummvpteam.kw.com. And please follow us online at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram, Twitter, Getter, and check out our YouTube channel, Brandon Rhymes Realty. Make it a great day.
My name is James DeJerome, and I produce the Consumer Quarterback Show for Brandon Rhymes. The Consumer Quarterback Show is a team, a group of like-minded professionals who partner together to provide our audience sound advice, knowledge, and information to make them wiser consumers. We work with all types of business owners and aggressively promote our local economy. We're currently conducting interviews for our expert contributors. If you own a business or know someone who would benefit from the exposure our show provides, please contact us at 813-750-0550 or online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Team, Keller Williams Realty. Hot property listing here in Carrollwood, 14663 Village Glen Drive. We got a beautiful property, single-family home with a pool, with a spa, and an outdoor kitchen. 14663 Village Glen Drive in Carrollwood. This is a beautiful property here in Tampa Bay. It's 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, almost 2,000 square feet. Carrollwood Village. Got a gorgeous, completely updated property here, and a pool, kitchen, covered lanai, and outdoor shower. Master bathroom features a jacuzzi tub, sauna, and a tanning bed. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
somewhere sunny and 75.
And a quick shout out to Replenish IV Solutions, longtime friends of the program. Say hello to Stephen and Lisa Gunnan at Replenish IV Solutions here in Tampa Bay. And they are multiple locations here in Tampa Bay. Plus, they'll come to your home or office, and they can help you boost your immunity. Replenish IV Solutions right here in Tampa Bay. Longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we got Doug Clark, Ours Creole Smokehouse on the Consumer Quarterback Show. He is the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, Ours Creole Smokehouse, right there on Tarpon Ave, Tarpon Springs, Florida. Welcome back, Douglas. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing? Great
Excellent.
to be back. Well, always look forward to getting on the show and talking some good stuff with you.
Yeah, man.
I would love it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the challenges in the market, you know, there's always challenges, but I love how you pivot and you have almost a daily changes in your menu.
We do. That's one thing that, Rest Her Soul, my mother and I did at her restaurant up in St. Joe, Benton Harbor, Michigan, where I dug my roots with her, that was back around in 03, 04, a lot of, there was some tough times there as well, with the economy but we always just felt like we grew up in Southwest Michigan was a farming country, so it's like just a great place to go around, and we knew a lot of local farmers. We grew up on a small little place and next to a pig farm, and we would just get different cuts of meat, different vegetables, and whatever seafood we can get our hands on up there. Obviously we got a lot of stuff, like walleye, the popular stuff up there, but it was the same concept, and it was nice, small order amounts. You go through it, limit the waste, limit your production, limit the, what you're doing, the time it takes to make something, and we set a par for what we're going to go through on that night, and we typically go through it every day, and today we're making some new stuff, and we had from last night, and it's just a great concept. It keeps everything fresh and local, and we try to get as much in the area in Florida. A lot of our produce comes from Florida, and obviously all the seafood. We're jamming out here with some guys, and the concept is just small portions, limit the waste on our end, and our portions. I meant like our batches. We're just making smaller batches. Keep everything fresh on a daily basis, and just try to mimic the concept of going to the store, shopping, and and cooking it that day, and that's kind of what we got going on here. That's our concept, and it works very well, especially with what's going on right now. Price of food is, all you got to do is go to your local store, and it's unfortunate. It's everywhere across the board, but it allows us to set a mark, set a goal, and this is what we're going to spend. This is what we're going to do, and it allows us to keep our per person average at a respectable price point for what we're trying to accomplish here at the restaurant, and I think people appreciate that. It definitely shows because we have not slowed down. We have been busy, and we set records on this past Sunday for our Sunday brunch. If you haven't been here for our Sunday brunch, you might want to come check it out. It's a brand new menu every morning. We don't know what the menu is until that morning, so the guests see it and we see it, and I'm probably the only one that knows what's really going on that morning. So it makes for a great experience for the customers, our guests, our cooks, our staff, because we got a brand new menu, and obviously we're only open for dinner, so to jam out for breakfast and brunch like that, and nobody knows what the menu is, it just goes to, the respect that our customers and our guests are giving us in the feedback. It's very important to us to put on a good show. We got the jazz fools here, and we put as much into our food as we do for our guest experience. That's what we got going on.
Yeah, absolutely. You got live music, many days of the week, excellent food, and great pricing on it as well. Fair pricing, and it just tastes so good. I mean, I love the different everything from the appetizers to the entrees. And then you've got something for everyone. My wife is a vegetarian, so she gets the beet salad, and she'll do the fried green tomatoes. So there's so much good stuff there. We're talking with Douglas Clark here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Ours Creole Smokehouse, right here in Tampa Bay. He's on Tarpon Avenue in Tarpon Springs, and he's got a great location right there. Close to downtown Tarpon Springs. And yeah, talk to me a little bit about the supply chain. I know that's been the big challenges. Costs are up. How's that affecting things, Doug?
Well, it does affect it. Obviously, what we pay for it, it could be anything that, 2 years ago we were paying, $10 a pound for it, and now it's up to like, $16, $17 a pound, so, I mean, we talked about this a couple times, but officially it's happening. We have, especially with beef, beef is just through the roof. Pork is going through the roof. Everything is expensive. So we went out, and I told you I was on a deer hunting excursion out in Missouri, and I met these guys, and they got a great little farm with some premium beef, and we finally sealed a deal on a partnership. So we have our own cattle coming from Missouri grass-fed. It's basically American Wagyu. The quality is there. We place the order. The cows are ours. They feed them. I've toured the property, so it's just a beef to table concept. We're not a steakhouse, but we do smoke a lot of meats here, and unfortunately we can't really get the ones that we're really looking to to utilize on our smoker, and it's just the cost is too much. And I mean, man, it was about 3-4 months ago, I had these beautiful T-bones, and to make $1 off them, you got to charge a certain amount. Now you can get away with that in downtown Tampa, at these higher end steakhouses, but here, it's not really going to fly that way. And my wife and I ended up taking one home and eating it,
Yeah,
which is fine. But the whole idea of getting this cattle into our hands here is, it's grass fed. It's it's all organic. These guys take great care of their cattle. I mean, it's just really cool. We're going to be popping some stuff up on our website, ourscreole.com, about, the family, the tradition, their history. It's a state grown, the family owned, farm. Just a great family, that everybody works there. The father, the wife, the daughter, they got their own butcher house there. And, so it's just a cool concept that, we'll be cutting our own beef here, some of the whole primal cuts, and they'll do some for us. But it's just a great way for us to save on the cost and, keep the cost, like we were talking earlier, keeping it down to that price point where, we can sell it and, everybody's coming out and enjoying themselves and getting a full dining experience. And I'm not looking to, make $1 million in one night. I want everybody to enjoy, everything, 4 courses here because, we make everything. I mean, we are a true scratch kitchen. We come in here and jam out at 7 in the morning. There's a lot of love and a lot of passion that goes into what we do here. And, when you come in and sit down and eat it, you'll taste it. And, so it's my job as a entrepreneur to keep that moving. And one of the things I figured was a great way to do it, especially with what's going on, is try to find and swivel, do a little swivel and turn and, where can I go? What can I do? Not cut corners, but keep the quality there and, keep the price where it is. And, this was on my wheelhouse, and I'm super proud to make it happen, to get this going in our hands here. So it should be happening. I got the picture. This is a done deal. So it's super cool. It's super cool. It's just like catching a fish, or growing an animal, run on your own farm, and, we know where it comes from. We know who's handling it.
Right.
We know what's going on. It's super important, especially what's going on out there these days. You don't know where, what's going on, but to put our hands on it, to put our fingers on, and to know where this animal is coming from and who's touching it is, it's super cool. It's super, it's just a great idea, great concept. I think our guests are going to enjoy it.
Yeah,
too.
vertically integrate. It makes sense. Vertically integrate, try to create, your own supply chain and, take some of that into, your ownership. That's a great idea. Doug Clark here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Ours Creole Smokehouse, right there on Tarpon Avenue. Give out the address and the website, Doug.
It's 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, 34689. www.ourscreole.com. Check it out. Especially after 2 o'clock, maybe 2:30ish around that time. We always put the day's date for today's menu. We reprint that daily. Today we roasted down some sweet potatoes. Got those with some gorgeous black-eyed peas. We're going to put some grilled swordfish on there, some local Florida swordfish, and we got some great stuff going on. Every day there's something different. We sold out of the redfish yesterday. We always have a butterfish. Thursdays are full rack ribs. If you make sure you come in early, we sell a lot of those. Nice. All of our oysters are coming from the Gulf. It's just anything we can get locally sourced. We're jamming our hands out to. Check us out. You won't be disappointed. We got a saying around here, KID, Killing It Daily, and we come in and we grind it, baby.
Nice. I like it. It's always a pleasure. I tell you, great service, great staff, excellent food, wonderful food, and just a fun ambiance, too. You got the live music and just a great setup there. So, Doug Clark, go visit him, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, Ours Creole Smokehouse right there in Tarpon Springs. All right, Doug, thanks so much. Appreciate you.
All right, thanks, brother. Talk to you soon.
Take care. All right, I'm going to play a quick clip from our great governor here, DeSantis, on the Ministry of Truth. You've probably seen this, heard this. It's been out for a few days now. But listen to this clip.
Clearly, our entire principles that the country was founded on, you cannot have a ministry of truth in this country. And so let's get real here. Let's make sure that we're doing things to benefit Floridians and Americans, but we're not going to let Biden get away with this one. So we will be fighting back.
Yeah, how about you think about the craziness going on. I mean, a ministry of truth, and look at what would have been, slapped down basically by the Ministry of Truth. The Biden laptop story, that would have been slapped down. The Russia hoax story, yep, that would have been slapped down. Anything mentioned about the southern border, nope, that's not true. We got to mark that as disinformation. So, yeah, try to understand what's going on out there, folks, and just see that this Ministry of Truth is just a bad idea, and it's just another way to outcast conservatives and, see what's happening with that. And the southern border, it's just unbelievable what's happening there. But, hey, another great show. I want to thank Mark Haye, Jeanette Salden, Doug Clark here on the program, all of our producers as well. Thanks so much for everybody behind the scenes putting the show together, all of our listeners and viewers out there supporting the show, and we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another, and we'll see you next time here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rhymes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.